Are you pushing for Rot of the Hut during this era? Then you need to pay attention. If you're not pushing for Rot of the Hut, but considering maybe you're considering going for the next Journey Guide event in the next era, which is only just over a month away, you need to watch this video. You need to understand how best to use your money, how best to get those units. There's some things we need to talk about, a little bit about the changes to how many materials we're getting from the Journey Guide event, but also where we're going to try and catch up, all right? Let's talk about it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald boy Scribe. That rhymes. It's almost like Scribe Tribe was a deliberate choice of words. Who knew? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get Grogu and the Anzellans in just... Where are they? There they are. We're going to get these guys tomorrow, about this time tomorrow, maybe a little bit longer, and they are going to feature the final unit until we get Galactic Legend. Totally not Beskar Armor, Mando, and Grogu. Totally not getting that guy as the Galactic Legend. Anyway, these are going to be the last of the New Republic marquees before we move on to the Snowtrooper Commander. We will have a full marquee team available to us within the Trolloseum. It is yet to be determined if the new marquee units with Grogu and the Anzellans under Carson Teva is going to be better than just using a solo Rot of the Hut, or even potentially Rot of the Hut with a bunch of allies. Unclear at this point. I think there's probably a low chance that Snowtrooper Commander starts stealing the limelight, but we never know. You never know. That's the good thing about these loaned unit setup. The one change I do like about the era system that they've done so far, loaned units makes it a little bit more fun. There's a little bit more diversity. There's a little bit more theory crafting. I can get on board with that. So, we went over this in a prior video, but there have been some changes to the Journey Guide events that we are getting for these era units. Some is good and some is bad. If I was to give a high-level summary of how to encapsulate this, it is basically those people that are low set spenders and free-to-play spenders, you are now getting less bang for your buck, getting a 5-star rotter in this case, and 5-star whatever else is coming in the future, subject to whether or not this stuff down here, these materials down here, are correct and accurate. Conversely, if you spend a little bit more and you go for a 6-star or a 7-star unlock on Rot of the Hut, in this instance, you will be getting quite a bit more, and arguably you will be getting things that are more valuable to you, more valuable to your account. In my mind, what you're missing out on over here, we've gone over this in a previous video, is we are missing a bunch of era materials that will let us level up our units beyond level 110, I want to say. 110, 114, something like that. I beg your pardon, sorry about that. So they've stripped out some of that reward. They've kept in the lightspeed tokens, so if you are an early game account, you're still going to have those juicy lightspeed tokens, 2 for getting the 4-star unlock, an extra 3 for getting the 5-star unlock, for a total of 5 lightspeed tokens. If you go further, you're getting the better rewards, in my opinion, because you're getting relic materials that you can use on anything. The only thing these era level units are realistically getting you, alright, the ones that we are missing, is additional era levels on your units, which will let you get to gear 12. Gear 30, well actually everybody will get to gear 12, but maybe not for Rotter because they don't give you enough materials now. But previously when you got this level, they actually gave you the Mark 7 materials. You got like 6,700 of them. We're going to do a little bit of scribeception now, because I'm going to be me watching one of my videos, That's 3 layers of scribe. Or as Mr. Scribble likes to call it, an excellent Friday night. So here's me watching me. Here's me watching me, watching you, knowing me, knowing you, right? Okay, so what we're looking at here is Cassian Andor's 5-star unlock, all right? And you can see over here, we've got the Mark 7 materials, 330 of the second part of the Mark 7 materials and 6,700 of the base Mark 7 materials. Now, what does this realistically mean to us in the game, in the era leveling system? So, if we were to take Zeb, for example, my Zeb is level 110. As soon as we try to go beyond 110, actually, it's probably better for me to use my R5 as an example here. You can see, for me to go to 106, 107, 108, 109, we don't need, you can't see it because you can't see the materials because, you know, my big head's in the way. As you can see, you don't need any of the Mark 7 materials. Soon as we get to past 110, boom. You can see over here, we need these Mark 7 materials. Okay, so we used to get these as part of the second tier of the Journey Guide event, right? 6,700 is what we saw in this screen over here. You could see them right there, 6,700. And there's me and me behind me because there's so much me. Me too. All right, okay, so 6,700. Now, where does this stop? Because we need a certain number of these materials in total. It's like as soon as you've hit a certain level, you won't need them any longer to spend on your characters to level up their error levels. It'll go to a new unit, which is going to be the Mark 8 materials, okay? So to get to level 120, you need 2,750 of these Mark 7s, as well as 150 of the second Mark 7 types. Now, obviously, we know that we only get 330, so you definitely don't get enough for 5 marquees to all get up there, all get all their levels, and, you know, go all the way to 120 on 5 of your characters, let alone 6 or even 7 if you include the Journey Guide unit. So they never gave us enough Mark 7 materials to actually level up all of our units to the maximum of 120. But it would, however, give us enough to be about 115, okay? If we were to just take that number, that 2,700, not 6,700, and divide it by 6 marquees, maybe 7 if we wanted to be generous, right? You'd see we've got 1,116 per character, right? So everybody could easily go to 115. If we were to do that 6,700, we divide it by 7, you could see 957, all right? So we'd easily be able to go to 115. And what does 115 translate in this game? That's the gear 13 point. So you've hit relics, all of the gear gone. So that Rot of the Hut event, or rather the Cassian Andor event in the past, gave you enough materials to take all of the marquees, including Rot of the Hut, up to at least gear 13, completely skipping all of the gear grind, all of the finishes, everything. You get all of it done in one fell swoop. They've taken all that out, okay? So now the only way to get it is twofold, right? As of this point of the recording, let me move my face back to where it needs to be because it feels a little bit weird, it hanging around up there. Currently, we can't buy it in the store. You can't get that Mark 7 material. It's not going to be here. It probably will be when Grogu and the Anzellans drop. No surprises there. But also, you can get it from his marquee event. So his marquee event starts in 1 day and 1 hour, and you can see down here, you've got Mark 7 Auric ability modules. Now, I believe these are not coming in until you hit like 5-star, 6-star, or 7-star. I'm not quite sure where you get these, but essentially, if you are investing in the stars of the new marquee character, you will get a nominal amount of these rewards. So it's unclear right now just how many you get, but I don't imagine it's going to be a lot. If anything, well, I mean, you definitely get something, right? But it's probably going to be a nominal amount of those Mark 7 materials. Now, from what I gather from CG, when we've discussed things in the past, they've always tried to pertain that going from those Mark 7 materials onwards, Mark 7 and Mark 8 materials were always supposed to be kind of like a cash-only option, even though that they embedded them into the Rot of the Hut, or not Rot of the Hut, into the Journey Guide events in the past. I think they didn't realize quite how many people would be getting these Journey Guide units without spending any real money, instead relying on just getting crystal packs, like my alt is doing. My alt is quite comfortable, completely free to play, just using crystals to buy the booster packs to go ahead and grab ourselves a 5-star unlock of the legendary event, and you'll get those 5 lightspeed tokens, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and everybody has a good time, goes down the pub, and we wait for it all to blow over, right? That's what we do. So I think they're deciding to try and change that. They're moving these rewards to be further up, changing the focus to be something, in my opinion, that's far more rewarding, like impulse detectors and signal data and all that sort of thing. The thing that we are properly bottlenecked by, right? So they're just saying, hey, guys, if you just drop a little bit of cash on maybe these error leveling materials, you'll be able to go a little bit further. If you've also got the stars on your units and all that good jazz, right? Then you'll get much, much better rewards, which, you know, capitalism, bro. It's a thing. It's a thing, right? We don't have to like it, but it's here to stay, I feel, right? So the thing that I would argue is okay is because we are getting so many Gear 12 units now for free, I don't really mind so much missing out on the error levels. And this speaks for my alt account right now. I don't mind so much missing out on those error levels anymore because I would rather get this gear on my main account than worry about the alt account missing out on a little bit. That's going to be a very different perspective for anybody who is just a free-to-play player and they're like, well, my main account is just objectively suffering, because a lot of people are just getting less than what we got in the past. Now, when I've spoken to them about this in the past, they said, you know, I got no confirmation. Basically, I get no confirmation if this is supposed to be the reward structure going forward. I would hazard a guess at saying, yeah, they probably just changed the reward structure. They're hoping for the best, okay? Now, on a side note, I was talking a little bit earlier today in this video about if you are going for Rotter, make sure you pay attention to this certain thing. And that thing is going to be the episode track, guys, okay? There are still so many people that comment on my videos that do not realize, and it's not your fault for watching at home. It's not your fault at all. It's that CG does not advertise this for some bizarre reason. For some absolutely bizarre reason, they do not tell you this. But if you buy the Episode Pass Plus, you will be getting a total of 40 shards for each marquee. All right? So when you buy the Episode Pass Plus, the first tier reward on the Plus track is going to be the first marquee. So this next one will be Grogu and the Enzellans. You'll get 20 shards of them here. And then a couple of levels down, you'll get another 20 shards of the second marquee in that month, which is going to be our Snowtrooper Commander. If you buy the Pass Plus, you get that. You get that as standard, but you are also going to get a second thing, okay? 1 second, let me get that. So if you buy the Conquest Pass Plus, you can see it over here, exclusive to Pass Plus holders, this special bundle is your key to bolstering your era journey. Claim limit 1, free. It's not free because you have to buy the Pass Plus, which is an extra 20 bucks, okay, on top of whatever you're normally spending. It'll give you an extra 20 shards of each and some really trashy materials that you don't need. Like, realistically, this is literally worthless in my opinion, unless you are unable to progress through certain phases, certain stages of the Colosseum, which you should be able to do if you just play normally, right? This will actually be worthless to you, although maybe you could argue you could throw it on Rotter, right? But these 20 extra shards give you a total of 40 shards for the marquees. So if you are a low-level spender, if you're like a dolphin, somebody that only buys the Conquest Pass or only buys the Episode Pass, right? If you can stretch to it and put the 40 bucks down to get the Pass Plus on the Episode Pass, you will essentially get yourself 5-star marquees. That's what this translates to. If you're getting 40 shards of a marquee when it drops, you've got enough immediately, day one of the marquee, to go straight up into 4-star, and you will be, by the end of that week of the marquee, you will have 5-star units with no extra spending crystals or anything or buying any packs apart from that. This alone will get you a 5-star unlock. 40 bucks a month, basically. So I know this is not a free-to-play angle. This is more of an efficiency play for anybody that is looking to get that 5-star angle. The Conquest Pass Plus is literally the cheapest way of doing it, essentially. Like, that will just be straight in, just drop it down. Unless you are someone that is just objectively hoarding all their crystals to drop that on the marquee packs, which is what I do on my alt account, because my alt account is completely free to play, and I support that endeavor. You know, go forth and prosper, save your crystals, buy those packs, hope for the good pulls, and just go with it, right? But if you are someone that is quite happy to spend a little bit of money again on the game, the Conquest Pass Plus, stupid Conquest Pass, too many passes. The Episode Pass Plus is your easiest way of getting it done. Now, a lot of people miss this pack. They miss it, okay? Like, I will say, the last one, when they did it for this particular month, the month of us having Tiva and Colonel Ward, it didn't appear until 24 hours later, okay? So, it was just under, it was like 20 hours later, all right? And the thing is you need to get it straight away so that you can start earning the additional tiers in the marquee levels, right? It appears in the error store. When you have bought the Pass Plus, it'll appear in the error store over here. It'll be just a free collectible. You just go in, you pick it up, get it. If you don't see it here, you should go to the web store, all right? Now, realistically, you should be logging into the web store every single day. I don't do it on my main account because I'm too lazy, but I definitely do it on the alt account because it gives you free energy every day and it rewards you for basically going in and every day and getting stuff. But if you buy that Episode Pass Plus, it'll be over here. You should see a free pack. Like I said, it might take a day for it to appear. You should see a free pack that gives you those extra shards and those extra error leveling materials. So you should totally check it and hold CG to it. For some reason, I don't know why, they never got round to doing the communication around, by the way, if you actually buy the Conquest Pass Plus, you are going to significantly make your life easier when it comes to getting a 5-star Journey Guide event unlock, because you don't need anything else, more or less, to get it done. You just buy that, and you'll play through the marquees and you'll be good. Now, obviously, at this point in time, for most people, it's too late, right? It's too late. We're going to have an update. It's too late because we're coming up to the last month of this era. 2 marquees left. You can't go back in time and get them in the past. But it is something to bear in mind when we go into the next era, which will start in just over a month's time. If you do see that next era and you're like, gee, I could really want to use that new Journey Guide unit that's coming, that new R10 scribbles that's coming. I'm totally coming to the game, guys. I'm going to be the greatest Sith Lord that never existed. If you really feel like you want that, and you can budget it, not the Conquest, the Episode Pass Plus is going to be the easy way of getting it done, okay? So anyway, guys, that's enough rambling, that's enough PSAing. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about this change to the Rota Journey Guide event? Yeah, so free-to-play angle, you get less error mats. Realistically, what that error mats drop-off turns into is it means it's more expensive now to whale to get Rot of the Hutt and future marquees, even though that might be a little bit tone deaf from CG, because we've told them we don't like paying additional money on top of the stars to get the Journey Guide units, and they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to make you pay more again to get the Journey Guide unit 7-star, but we're going to offset it with a bunch of signal data and relic mats and stuff like that. So if they hadn't offset it with the signal data and relic mats, I would be really pissed. But now I'm just moderately pissed. I want to know how pissed you guys are. Let me know. Please like the video. Please give me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm bald and you deserve it. You don't deserve baldness. Actually, you do. You'll wake up every day and they'll be like, damn, that guy's sexy. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. May the Force be with you.